Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. Before I start, I would like to let you all know where I am currently in my Toastmasters journey. I am in the Innovative Planning program, and I'm on level 2 speech to connect with your audience. Taking care of myself doesn't mean me first, but it means me too. L.R. Knost. Who has ever felt extremely overwhelmed? Anyone? Who has ever felt a super sick feeling because you just have a burden on top of you and you can't do anything about it? Anyone? Yes? Well, you are not alone. According to a study from the American Psychological Association, over 50% of U.S. adults have felt physically ill from stress. Now, who in this room regularly practices self-care? Anyone? Maybe? Now, who practices stress management?
I cry.
Okay, yeah? So it's really important to do those type of things because self-care is what makes you be able to be more yourself, to give more, and to truly be a better person. Self-care is important for anyone, for your mental, your physical, and your emotional health. Today I'm going to tell you about self-care, why is self-care important, and how you can practice self-care. So what is self-care? Self-care is one's actions around our physical, emotional, relational, perhaps professional, educational, and for some people, spiritual well-being that reflects the way we take care of ourselves on the most fundamental level. This is a quote from Dr. Helen L. Collins, a clinical health psychologist at the University of Colorado. She mentions how it's very fundamental to do these special things to make us feel better, to do small little acts that over in turn will make us better for ourselves and better in society. She mentions how it's super important for one's well-being. Why? Well, when we do not take care of ourselves, we end up being more stressed, more overwhelmed, and even more fatigued. When you can't think straight because you're super stressed, when you can't concentrate, that is very overwhelming and you can't even truly be yourself. People have all sorts of ways to establish self-care. I'm going to talk a little about them later. But the main goal is to obtain a way that you have good mental, physical health, as well as reducing stress levels and find that balance in your personal, professional, or academic life. So what is self-care? As I mentioned previously, self-care is doing things to help yourself that you can maybe help others with as well. There's a phrase I hear a lot, which is, you can't pour from an empty cup, which is very true. Has anyone ever been to a restaurant where you're the last person to get the water pitcher and you try to pour it out and there's absolutely nothing there? That's exactly what we are if we don't put something in. If you don't fill your pitcher, if you don't fill yourself up, you can't give to anyone else. So when people say, oh, it's selfish that you're only helping yourself, oh, it's selfish that you're looking out for yourself, well, that's not entirely true. Because if you don't look out for yourself, you won't be able to help those others out. Maya Angelou said, it's selfish, oh, just kidding, she didn't say it's selfish. She said, as you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself and one for helping others. That's really important to know. Because you're not just going to be helping yourself all the time, you're not only going to be helping others all the time. That's why there's two of them. One to help someone else, and one to help yourself, because you can't give to someone if you can't give to yourself. In an article from Healthline News, stress can be extremely damaging to your health and to your day-to-day performance. The article mentions 9 ways that stress impacts your overall health. First, it can actually affect your immune system. When you're so overwhelmed and overstressed, your immune system will break down, making you more vulnerable to infections or to diseases. No one wants that. You want to make sure you're as healthy as you can be so you can help be as good as you can. Another way it can help, or it can hurt you, is it actually damages your heart. With all that stress, it actually contracts more on your heart and making your blood vessels constrict. This increases the blood pressure and will also make your heart work harder, which in turn will make it weaker and also possibly increase your blood pressure, which is really not good for anyone. So that stress really does can take a toll on you. And it hurts you emotionally. In a 2013 study by neuroscientists at New York University, stress inhibits us to really take care of our emotions and keep them at ease. Have you ever been so overwhelmed and stressed that someone comes up to you and asks, "Can I borrow a pen?" And you're like, "Why do you want to borrow a pen? You can't have this pen." Well, you aren't really upset about the pen, but what you are is super stressed and you can't think rationally, you can't calm yourself down. And that is why it's really important to fill yourself up, fill that cup up, help yourself first so you can help those others. So how can you help yourself? What are certain tactics that you can do to make yourself better and have that self-care? Well, there is the cliche, diet and exercise, and it's very, very true. Recently, I've started to add these more into my lifestyle. So with diet, I know when I am very stressed, the first thing I do is hop into my car, drive to Culver's, get some cheese curds, get some custard, eat it all, and then self-loathe because I ate it all. That is not good for you health-wise, it's not good for you emotionally. But that's why you want to eat something healthy. I mean, I'm not saying every day don't eat an apple and salad for every meal, but allow yourself to eat that healthier stuff. Allow yourself to give yourself that nutrients you need so you can be better. Along with that, like I said, exercise. I started running recently with my friend from work, and there was one day I had the worst day at work. Nothing was going right, everything seemed like it was going wrong, nothing was going to happen well. And I was so stressed, I said, "Megan, I'm not running." And she said, "Rebecca, you're putting on your running shoes and we're going running." And I said, "Fine." We went running and I felt so much better. Moving, getting those endorphins going, releasing those chemicals in your brain that make you happy, that is what you need to do. You need to get moving, just go for that walk. But then also do things that you enjoy. If you enjoy reading comic books or reading books or playing video games or hanging out with people at your church, do that. Go and experience that because it'll make you happier, it'll fill you up more, and then you can give back. Now, not all these techniques will work all the time, but trying to add some of them into your lifestyle will definitely help. Self-care may seem selfish, but honestly, it can make you a stronger person. Those little acts every day will contribute to your overall well-being and your overall contribution to the world. Before you go to work, before you're worried taking care of all your family, before you're giving everything to your friends, take a little time to do something for yourself. Because as L. Arno said, taking care of myself doesn't mean me first, but it means me too. Thank you.
Rebecca Flicher. First off, great speech. Loved every second of it. I always try to compliment people on creative titles if I felt they were creative, and this is definitely a good title. I liked your book. It's always nice to see a speech with good interaction. And you definitely had interaction as a part of the introduction of your speech. I feel that almost guaranteed to get the audience attention, and hopefully get them interested. I also like the examples you gave in your speech. For example, what's the word called? Basically the saying with the empty cup. I thought it was very fitting for the idea of self-help. It was vivid, it was descriptive, and it connected to what you were trying to get across. I also like a lot of the quotes you gave, similar to what John had spoken about earlier. I felt they were very fitting and advanced your speech effectively. I also loved your energy. You were very excited, very energetic, and I just felt it helped me to. I just felt it made me like your speech more. Of course, I may be slightly biased since nervousness is one of the issues I have. I'll admit, I had difficulty finding things to criticize you on. The biggest one I can think of was that at times you were slightly too loud. Maybe it's just me, I could be wrong, but I felt that sometimes that you were just a tad too loud for my ears. But however, that may be the acoustics of this room, which is something that I think we should keep in mind. This is a very echoey room, as I'm sure all of you have noticed. That tends to amplify sound. As for challenging yourself, like I said, I love your speech and found very few things to criticize you on. The only things I can think of is vocal variety and eye contact. I noticed that you might have been able to use manipulation of speed of your words, as well as your volume a little bit more to effect. And I noticed later on in the speech that for eye contact, your eyes tend to shift around. And whilst definitely to make sure that you get eye contact with everyone, I was concerned that maybe you weren't getting eye contact for long enough with people. Those are big things I can think of. Thank you.